So, like I say, the Japanese or Chinese people would be working on the ships, and every single Japanese or Chinese person that left home would take his flag, and it would be signed by the people, his loved ones, his family. Like they would take a Chinese flag, and they would, his family and his children would sign it, basically. So when they were on board the ships, all these so-called Americans or United States people from basically Louisiana or Texas. Basically, they pulled the white sub. They went from Pearl Harbor all the way over to basically Texas, and there was a dock up in Texas where they stopped and tied the boat up to the dock, the submarine up to the dock, and then they walked on into the city there, and they took people to basically that wanted to go on the submarine. And then basically, to help them run the crew and load up the cargo and stuff. And like I said, they would tell the Japanese or the Chinese or the other people that after they had gotten on the board the boat and basically held them hostage or whatever, JFK and John McCain would basically say, "We'll take you to shore on the submarine. Get down." And so they would take all the people and they would get on the submarine. And like I said, the Japanese or Chinese would kind of suspect what they were going to do, and they would try and put their flag in the thing, so the flag would get back to their loved ones, so they knew where they had died or whatever. Anyway, in the belt buckle or something like that. And basically, about midway down, the crew would basically jump down the hatch, close the hatch on the white submarines, lock them, and then basically submerge the white boat underneath the people. They would take the females down first. And they would rape the females, in the Chinese and Japanese, might as well rape them before they kill them, get some use out of them. So they would submerge, and the women would know that their husbands or the men of the ship had just died because they're, and then one ship, because they're hundreds of miles out to sea. And so one ship, then they would, the people from Texas or Louisiana would sail the boat with all the cargo into Louisiana or Texas, and then after they raped the Chinese or German or English females inside the boats, they would take the women up, not so willingly, and like throw them out into the water off the conning towers or whatever, or put them up there because the women would be like, no, 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 no. So sometimes they would shoot them, and then they would throw them out because they knew what happened to the men. So anyway, this is what John McCain, Richard Nixon, and what our tried and true American heroes were doing. I want to say it really pathetically because I wanted to crush every single one of their skulls in. This is your Congress, our boys in blue, our USFA, our USAF people, the heroes fighting for America. This is Richard Nixon and what he was doing, what people are doing, and I will really I get all. This is why I want to crush in Rodney's head. This is why I want to crush in, what's his name? This is why I want to kill quite a few people. They were not Americans. They were not United States people. They were shit humans. Almost as shit as the black humans that were in Africa. The Harlem and Wolf people. Mr. Brown in Hollywood. Like I said, there's quite a few people that I would just like to take their skull and just go, ah! I'm sorry. I get all mad. Because it was just the level of patheticness. They could have just taken them to shore. But anyway, but then they would know that the submarines were white or something. Anyway, it was the white submarines, and they were. Anyway, the Germans were after them. The Japanese were after them. The American military was after them. Anyway, it was what basically John McCain was doing when he was 20 years old. Anyway, later on, they need some people to create the police system or whatever, and they need to lie about all this stuff and hide it. Anyway, You know, basically the white people and the black people, like I said, they went to there's film of them being in Germany, and they're over there going, like there's this black soldier with the African black soldier with AK-47, and he's like, to people, you know, I mean, like that. They take the card, and the black guy's like this, like looking at the white to compare the white to the white. And if you're white, then you get whatever you want. And if you're where is it? I don't really have anything black in here. And if you're black, if you're pure black, because he takes like a color card, a piece of card. I don't have. Oh, here's something. And they also take like a black card with a little thing in it, and they're like, and they take it up to the black people, and they're like, and if you're black, or if you're white, then you can have whatever you want. And rape or kill or do whatever you want. Anyway, some asshole piece of shit named black person named Adolf Hitler basically was running around. Anyway, I didn't know. And when I found out, well, like I say, I don't kill nations, I kill individuals. Mostly. Anyway, I sent a hit squad after them. I wanted their head in a jar with some alcohol. Anyway, yeah, like I say, it was kind of funny because they wanted to kill me anyway. But well, anyway, yeah. Anyway, so much information. Like you know, I really like Eddie Murphy because he was like, oh, there's all these good things, all these nice things, and he was like, well, I have to go kill the leader of the country, and I think his little girl was like, Daddy, no, because he was talking to her. I think it was Eddie Murphy that said this. Like I wanted Eddie Murphy to be a good father figure. I wanted Eddie Murphy to not be shit like everyone else. I wanted him to try and make a difference, you know. And I don't know if he ever really made a difference. I know some people killed like what's his name? Ron Williams. Like he was a great guy. I mean, he was confused maybe, and anyway, I don't know. You know, I mean, so many bad things happened, and there's all these forces of nature, and basically, and all these lies, and pretty much, you know, huge amounts of money, alien races, 1.5 foot tall little humanoids that were wicked fast and basically full of muscle running around. There was exoskeletons running around. I mean, there is 12 very old and very powerful races, not to mention thousands or hundreds of thousands of other life forms and computers. And nanotechnology life forms as well. Anyway, there's a lot of life out there in the universe. So anyway, but they were my White Star submarines, by the way, and they were rentals in Panama with my giant fuel tanks, my White Star fuel tanks behind them. Anyway, they cut them off for fuel until they could come up with the money for the fuel, because anyway, everyone knew though that what they were doing, because it was you know, a lot of people had volunteered because I was going to pay to have them fixed up, but a lot of the old people wanted to fix them up anyway because they had served and they loved those submarines, so they helped fix them up and stuff and put them there for JFK and John McCain to basically be shit humans and kill a bunch of Chinese and Japanese. But if you want to know what happened to the Chinese and Japanese people, well, that happened. John McCain happened. JFK happened. Richard Nixon happened. Bunch of Congress people in the United States Congress, Washington, D.C., pretty much. That's where it all started. Anyway,